Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about functional groups, what they are, and some of the most important examples of them in biology. As you'll see in biology, we don't have imaginative names for anything. Functional groups are exactly what they sound like, groups of atoms that are responsible for many of the functions of the molecule they're found in. The reason that they're responsible for the functions is that they're responsible for many of the chemical reactions that the molecule can participate in. There are 7 main functional groups that are important in biology, and we'll spend the rest of this video looking at each one and discussing some of their important properties. The first functional group we're going to look at is a hydroxyl group. You've already seen these extensively when looking at the properties of water, since this is the group that gives water all of those unique properties that we discussed in the previous section. The formula of a hydroxyl group is OH, which is covalently bonded to the carbon skeleton of the molecule. It's commonly found in alcohols, like this one shown here. The most important property of hydroxyl groups in biology is their ability to form hydrogen bonds, and so molecules containing hydroxyl groups tend to be hydrophilic. The second group we're going to look at is a carbonyl group, carbon double bonded to oxygen. These groups are commonly found in molecules like ketones, and they play an important role in sugars, like these 2 molecules here. The location of the carbonyl is a form of structural isomerism, which changes the structure of the sugar molecule, and so can affect which other molecules it interacts with. The third group we're going to look at is a carboxyl group, which is a combination of the previous 2, carbonyl plus hydroxyl. As such, its formula is the 2 previous ones added together, COOH. The place you'll see this most in biology is in amino acids, as it's one of the defining features of these molecules. In them, it functions as an acid, hence the acid part of the name, amino acid, as it can ionize and lose a hydrogen ion to the solution, as shown in the image on the right here. The other defining feature of amino acids is the amino part, and this group has a formula of NH2. In amino acids, this group can function as a base, accepting hydrogen ions from the solution and becoming a positively charged NH3 group. You won't actually see sulfhydryl or SH groups that frequently in biology, but just because they're not common doesn't mean they're not important. The most common example of a sulfhydryl group in biology is in the side chain of the amino acid cysteine. The reason that these groups are so important is that they can form covalent bonds with other sulfhydryl groups, resulting in a disulfide bond, as shown in the bottom image here. These are much stronger than the typical reversible interactions that hold proteins in their 3D conformations and result in a lower degree of variability in protein structure. And this is something that you've observed every time you've cooked an egg. The heat causes the albumin proteins in the egg white to unfold, or denature, exposing sulfhydryl groups, which can then form disulfide bonds, turning the egg white solid and opaque. Functional group number 6 on our list is the methyl group. With a formula of CH3, this is the odd one out in the list, in that it's the only one that's nonpolar. As such, it's commonly found in nonpolar amino acids, like this one shown here. But it's also important in processes like gene expression, as it can be added to DNA molecules to control which genes are turned on and off. Due to the CH bonds being nonpolar, molecules with methyl groups tend to be hydrophobic and do not mix well with water. The final functional group on our list is the phosphate group. You can see from the formula PO4 2- that this group is charged, and this is important for its functions. One of the most frequent places to see phosphate groups in biology is in the molecule adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which functions as the main energy storage molecule for cells, somewhat like cellular batteries. Having multiple phosphates together creates a lot of repulsion between the negative charges, and this is how this molecule is so good at storing energy, like a compressed spring. Breaking off the last phosphate releases a large amount of energy, which the cell can then use to perform various types of work. Another place that phosphates are very common in biology is in phospholipids, where the negative charge makes the molecule hydrophilic, even though other components of the molecule are hydrophobic. As we'll see in a later section, this feature of having molecules that are both hydrophilic and hydrophobic at the same time is an important feature in the structure and function of cellular membranes. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the video on isomers.